Dubai is a city where firefighters use jetpacks, archipelagos are built from scratch, and buildings climb onto the clouds, a sleek metropolis in the middle of a vast red desert. First-time visitors would be forgiven for thinking they had stumbled onto a film set for a sci-fi movie. Now, Dubai is set for what must be its most otherworldly architectural project yet. In 2017, the United Arab Emirates announced its ambition to colonize Mars within the next 100 years. Their architects are already imagining what a Martian city might look like, and planning to recreate it in the desert outside Dubai. Mars Science City was originally earmarked to cover 176,000 square meters of desert, the size of more than 30 football fields, and cost approximately 135 million. Intended as a space for Dubai's Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center to develop the technology needed to colonize Mars, architects Jark Engel's group were asked to design a prototype of a city suitable for sustaining life on Mars and then adapt it for use in the Emirati desert. Jark Engel's group were asked to design a prototype of a city suitable for sustaining life on Mars and then adapted for the use for the Emirati desert. How to build a Martian city? For this unique commission, the architects first had to overcome the immense challenges of creating a design to make the inhospitable environment of Mars inhabitable. For this unique commission, the architects first had to overcome the immense challenges of creating a design to make the inhospitable environment of Mars habitable. Mars has a thin atmosphere and no global magnetic field, so there's little protection from harmful radiation. Temperature is another problem. The average on Mars is a chilly -63 degrees Celsius. The thin atmosphere also means there is little air pressure, so liquids quickly evaporate into gas. Despite freezing temperatures, an unprotected human's blood would boil on Mars. But according to Jonathan Eastwood, director of the Space Lab at Imperial College London, who's not connected with the Dubai project, the challenges of living on Mars extend far beyond technicalities. I think the biggest challenge in terms of sustained presence on Mars is not engineering challenge, but the human personal one. So he said, so not just to answer the question, but how do you survive, but how do you thrive? Martian vernacular architecture. Hoping his design will allow for the latter, Jacob Lang, partner at Jark Engel's group, explained how he and his team plan to overcome the challenges posed by the red planet. To remain a comfortable temperature and habitable air pressure, the Martian city would be made up of pressurized biodomes, each covered with a transparent polyethylene membrane. Oxygen, made by applying electricity to underground ice, would fill each biodome. As the population on Mars grows, biodomes would be joined together to form villages and eventually form cities in the shape of rings or toruses. The city would be powered and heated using solar energy, and the thin atmosphere could actually help the domes maintain their temperature. Since there is very little atmosphere on Earth, the heat transfer will be very low, meaning that the air inside the domes will not cool down as fast as it would on Earth, said Lang. Buildings would be 3D printed under the domes using Martian soil, and rooms would extend 20 feet underground, protecting from harmful radiation and meteors. The unearthly design even becomes a little playful in places. In the future on Mars, you would have skylights in your underground cave that would be like aquariums, with fish swimming around, said Lang. The water windows would shield the residents from radiation while allowing light to enter the underground rooms. No longer bound by Earth's physics, Martian architecture can take on a whole new form. There is approximately 1/3 gravity, which means that you can suddenly make columns that are slimmer and have longer spans of structures, said Lang. It creates almost like a completely new rule set that you have to follow when designing architecture in space. According to Eastwood, the design meets the challenges posed by Mars. I think these design elements definitely are part of the key infrastructure for a long-term presence, he said. The idea of gradually shielding from radiation is sensible. The idea of water windows is quite elegant. MBRSC says the Science City is still in the concept stage and that it hasn't yet settled on a design or architect for the final build, but BIG has already worked on how it would adapt its proposal for the Dubai desert, if selected. This is it for today. Subscribe to our channel for more videos and we will see you in the next video. And until then, goodbye.